Hi darlings, it's Colleen from Siempre Soul 1111. I hope you're well. Today I'm bringing you the energy update for the Divine Masculines for this coming week. The readings are timeless, but I do a twin flame energy update once a week. So one for the feminines and one for the masculines. Anyone that's subscribed to my channel so far, thank you so much. And for anybody new that's watching, welcome, and feel free to hit the subscribe button. If you hit the little bell next to the subscribe button, it will notify you when I've added new readings, which will be on a weekly basis. I've just, so you know, uploaded the air signs for the month of May. I'm a little bit late on those. They were supposed to be up last week, but I had a family funeral. So I'll be uploading them this week. And I will do the standard elemental readings as well, possibly the later part of this week. So we are going to be looking at the Divine Masculine. Also, for those of you that don't have an account on YouTube but you just watch the videos, I do have an Instagram account if you have one, and you can follow me there at Siempre Soul 1111. I use that account to upload sort of daily motivational quotes, and I also post on there when I'm putting new videos up. So if you're not on here, then on YouTube, then you know, follow the Instagram page and you'll get notified of when there are new readings up for you to watch. All right. So let's go. Masculine, hot space. It's been feeling very stabbed in the back. We've got the Ten of Swords cycles, negative thought processes coming to an end. Four of Wands is about unity and stability. King of Wands, acting with control. Three of Pentacles, working hard together. Nine of Cups, satisfaction. Our masculines are feeling a little bit stabbed in the back, feminine. Has there been some communication that's gone wrong? Is there something bothering him? Because the outcome is he wants emotional fulfillment. He wants to find that. Interesting, Four of Wands is my twin flame card in the deck. Let's get some clarification on that Ten of Swords. Communication. Yeah. Okay, so this connection has made him feel... There's been an offer made in the 3D that's made him feel stabbed in the back. And whilst union's in his heart space, he's to get that twice, you know, there's a situation that's really bothering him about this particular connection. I think he's moving more towards trusting in his intuition and finding a better balance so that he can be satisfied. And he wants to work with you to overcome this feeling of being stabbed in the back. Divine Feminines, has there been some sort of conflict or communication here with your masculines? It's whatever this is, it's triggered an awakening within him, and he wants a new beginning. But at the moment he's getting fulfillment being on his own. I feel almost like he's expecting you to contact him, and because you haven't, it's making him feel stuck, stabbed in the back, hurt. But in feeling that pain, I feel, guys, I feel a little bit like feminines, you've taken a back step, and the masculine's starting to see what he's lost. And just for the record as well, when I talk about masculine and feminine, it's not gender. So if I use the pronouns for gender, ignore them. It's about energies. So you can have masculine females and vice versa, okay? But I feel like the Divine Feminines in this connection have perhaps taken a step back, and they're not working so hard on the connection in the 3D, and this is a new cycle that the masculines are not used to. I think they're so used to you stepping forward and being that King of Wands that they're noticing that gap, and they want fulfillment. But I almost feel a little bit here like feminines, you're okay on your own at the moment. What will be will be. And the cycles for them, I feel like they're moving more away from their headspace, because in their headspace they're hurting and they're wanting to move towards their intuition. Yeah, communication in an offer. I feel like Nine of Swords again, losing sleep at the moment, struggling to find their strength. Feminines, you've found your strength. You're not losing any more sleep over this connection. You know, you're holding space so that these masculines can move forward with an offer of reconciliation. But you recognise that there needs to be balance within this connection, and that, and the masculine, there's going to be an offer in the 3D, but it's going to be slow moving. It's going to take him time, and this mirrors last week, you know, and I believe the week before, you know, that the masculines are going through a phase, you know, a very, very tough phase at the moment, and they're not sure how to move things forward. I think they've, you know, reached a point where they know they need to step forward and make an offer and help find the balance within this connection. But feminines, you've definitely found your strength. Yeah, look, this is a new cycle. Knowing your worth, finding your strength, not being lost in your head anymore, not chasing the connection, having faith that what will be will be. Yeah, they know they need to move, you know, masculines, they know they need to move forward and communicate with you, feminines. And you're definitely in a very strong energy. The masculines need to get there. They need to move away from this lack of sleep. And they're missing their King of Cups. They're missing the emotional connection to you, feminines. And that they're sort of torn. You know, twos are about making a decision, finding balance. This card for me is about burying their head in the sand. I feel a little bit like, you know, they know that there needs to be some communication and an offer and an apology, a reconciliation. But mentally, they're just torn about how's best to move forward with that. This connection and finding the balance, you know, has forced them into a hermit mode. And feminines, you know, be patient with them. We've been there, you know. You've been there too. You know what it's like. And sometimes you've just got to go within and find that balance. The masculines know that there needs to be communication in the 3D. Hermit's about fulfillment. And this connection needs to be an equal exchange for you to feel fulfilled, feminines. And I think whilst you'll still love your masculines from afar, you can't fix this for them. You can't do that heavy lifting. That has to come from within them, because the more you try and force a connection, the further away it pushes them. And I think the collective that I'm picking up on here has learnt this, that, you know, surrendering to what is. If that connection and that union is meant to be, it will be. But, you know, when there's free will at play here, people have to come to that realisation on their own. Page of Swords, communication, Ace of Wands, new beginnings. You've stopped waiting, feminines, and you've stepped into, look at this, wow. Masculines, the feminines have stopped waiting. They're stepping into their Empress power. They know their worth, and they need to see that change. And the way that they need to see that cycle come to an end is for you to communicate with them and be honest. They need to see change. They need to see action from you, masculines. They're not going to sit and wait in the wings for you anymore. You know, yes, they would love nothing more than the union with you, but in the same token, it's got to be equal. And if you're not investing the same amount into your union and your relationship, or even into your own healing, you're going to feel like this for a long time. Yeah, look. Clarifying the Page of Swords, which page is about fast-moving communication, can be a little bit brash. It's clarified by the King of Pentacles. So you need to find stability with your communication and communicate to the feminines in the right way. You know, you need to speak your truth and move forward in the right way. Masculines, interestingly, in this reading, we've got, I'm just having a quick look now. We've got the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. So this is about finding balance with your own feminine energies here. You're mirroring each other and you're meant to be together because you've got the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles side by side there. And that's finding stability. You know, the change is that she's become a Queen of Pentacles now. She's stable with or without you. The key with you, masculines, is that you're going to need to find that stability for yourself. Because unless you match her, this connection's not going to happen. I'm just checking what else we've got. Yeah, I think that, you know, I think the feminines here have been very honest with you about this offer and it being slow and steady. I think they're speaking their truth now. You know, you've got 1, 2, 3 queens here. The only queen that we haven't got is the Queen of Cups, but we have got the King of Cups. So emotionally, you're present, masculines. But emotionally, she isn't. But we've got the Empress, so for me, again, she's in her power at the moment. And that's, you know, she's not confused about this situation anymore. Yeah, fine, her stepping into her power and knowing her worth and commanding that you know, she holding that space is causing that void where you're not being chased anymore. You're feeling that, you are feeling that void now, masculines. And they're noticing your absence, feminines, they are. And you're not waiting for fulfillment anymore emotionally. You are emotionally fulfilled. You've come into union with yourself, feminines. And, you know, the masculines need to, essentially, they need to catch up. I'm just going to give you, this is a daily guidance from your angels. So I'm going to pull one of these cards for the Twin Flame Masculine reading for this coming week. But feminines, they're definitely feeling the loss of you not being there, of you not stepping forward, of you not being the one to always act with the King of Wands there. I mean, interestingly, we've got the King of Wands, we've got the King of Cups, we've got the King of Pentacles. So we are just missing that King of Swords for the masculines here, for them to move forward in the right way. There's a lot of balance and harmony here, but he's got to communicate with you about how he feels about this connection, because you're Queen of Swords and you're waiting. You're ready for him to match you. He's just not there yet. Listen. Quiet your mind, beloved one, and listen to our gentle reassurance that everything has been taken care of. Stay in a quiet and receptive state without worrying about the exact nature of your desire's manifestation. A quiet mind and body hears us quickly and clearly. This is our request to you. Listen. So again, feminines, this is about following your intuition. And masculines, this is the same thing. Follow your intuition. Listen to the guidance that you're being given. Find that balance. Doesn't mean that, you know, if your feminine's not present in your life as much, it doesn't mean that you're not still present in her heart and her 5D. It just means that, you know, the energy exchange within the relationship and the balance has to be equal. If you've got one chasing and one running, that's not balanced. It's, you know, and it's a stage that people have to go through where they just allow it, and what's meant to be will be, and you move on with your life. You'll never deny the connection, and you're blessed to know that it exists, but in the same token, know your worth. Keep an open mind. Sorry, these Adoring Virtue Romance Oracle cards. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So again, maybe the, you know, the masculines are struggling because it's not you're not the norm for them, or vice versa. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So again, masculines, there's advice here in this for you. Speak your truth. Become your King of Swords. Speak and communicate with the feminine about this connection so that they know where your head's at. They can feel you on the 5D, so they know where your heart is and where your spirit is. They're in touch with you every single day, holding space, but you've got to tell them. You can't just expect them to consistently chase, because the more chasing that goes on, the further away you're pushing that person. Your feminine's just stopped. That doesn't mean that they don't care. So, you know, move away from this mentality of feeling like, well, they're not there, so, you know, I feel stabbed in the back. No, that's not the case. You've just got to do the work too. And the whole idea of the union surrounding twin flames is about coming into union for yourself. And when, you know, the frequencies with connections and twin flame connections, they move in and out all the time, which is why you've got that pulling and repelling situation in the connection until the energy is balanced and your energy is balanced. Let's remember this is about the yin yang and you balancing masculine and feminine energies within you. Your feminine can't do that for you. And in the same token, feminines, the masculines can't do that for you either, which is probably why there's always so much frustration in the connection, because we seek validation from outside ourselves. And actually, the more balanced and you know, the more into union you become with yourself, the less you need anybody else to fill those holes that you've got in your soul that you walk around carrying all the time. The less you need that, the more whole you become. And the more whole you become, if your masculine wants to be with you feminine or vice versa, they have no choice but to follow you and become whole themselves. But union in the physical is a choice. And, you know, that is whether people choose to do that. If they choose to do the work, the union will happen. If they choose not to, then it could be years. But the most important thing is recognizing that this particular connection has awoken something within you that you can't go back. I'm sure there are plenty of times that you would want to go back, but you can't. You have to accept what it is and recognize that it's a blessed gift from the divine that you're even aware that a connection like that exists. But union doesn't always mean physical union. And people have got the freedom of choice to make a decision about whether this is something that they do. But focus on union within yourself. Feminines, that's what you're doing, and your masculines noticing it. Masculines, it's up to you to go through this process and figure your shit out. And that does take time. But there needs to be communication when you feel ready with your feminines to put them in the picture of where you're at. Alright, my darlings, that concludes the reading for this week for the Divine Masculines. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button below. Thanks to all my followers so far. Really, really grateful for you guys, and anybody new that follows, I'll catch up with you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.